I think in my last bathroom remodel video, I got the tub in and it was like, all right, everything is going to be pretty much boring from here on out, which it is. I mean, to people who have done tile, it's pretty boring. But to a first timer like me, second timer now, everything's just so interesting. Like learn all the techniques and stuff, and it's really interesting to me. I won't belabor this stuff too much. I just want to like try to touch as quickly as possible on any like techniques and just strategies I use, and maybe it'll help some second timers out there. It's just fun. It's fun to learn and grow my skill base. So to start out, I just wanted to say before I get like it's really scary to start mixing the mud for the tile because as soon as you do, it's like you're locked in. You have to go before it dries, right? So I just make sure everything is laid out, everything's thought out, everything that can be thought out is thought out, and so I don't have to like you know think things through while it's drying. So I still end up having to anyway because you come across mistakes that you didn't think about. So at least you buy yourself as much time as possible to deal with those mistakes. So here I got as far as I can get without mixing the mud. I got a little bit of water in the mixing jug. I got plenty of extra water to wet it down. Bag of mortar. This is my this is a tool I like to just like get just to apply it real quick so it's evenly spread out, and then I hit it with the trowel to make the the, the, the texture. This is good for applying on the little sections. I don't even bother troweling the little sections. I just get it on there. What else? So the trim pieces, laboriously, carefully cut them to the sizes I needed, gaps I needed. Made some center marks that match up with each piece, for at least for the top and bottom. And I guess you know what? I just think now that I think of it, I'm gonna do position marks like that for the side ones too. I'm gonna do that before I start mixing too. And what else? Oh, I got all the niche pieces pre-cut, carefully measured them, and a lot of white out because I make sure to correct as I go. Oh, there's a second thing I didn't think through yet. I didn't cut the little pieces for the bottom sides. So out of sight, out of mind. I forgot those. This is good. I'm glad I'm thinking harder about this stuff. Yeah, I got. It's been a good. It's been a good second tile job. I got the workstation here. Haven't used the saw much. I just end up using the DeWalt hand grinder with the tile blade on it to do everything I need that this guy can't do. I use that a lot. Everything else is, I guess, pretty boring. Okay. Here's a cool thing I did was, I tried my best to make these niches to go with the tile width or tile height, I guess. And what happened is I fell about half an inch short to the top of the niche. So went out, shopped around, got some appropriate size pencil tiles, I think they call them, but these thin ones that just make up the gap. All right, so then that one fit though, but then I had these two more to go, and same thing. So I just repeated the pattern. So it kind of looks like, it was kind of meant to be. There's a thin one at the top of each niche. What I did was like that was a full piece, but then for these two, they're just trimmed. They're trimmed along one side so that they're a little bit shorter than these full height ones. And then just whatever I had to do what I had to do. Next time I won't lay in these top ones. I'll lay in these a little higher than I think, and then cut them to size so that there's a full piece at the top, not this sliver. But not the end of the world. Actually, it kind of looks cool, like it's a crown molding sort of situation. That's what I tell myself. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, I'll show you the garage workstation too. This is a setup for cutting tile. Lay a soft rag down, and I use this. I use a tile cuttings, so I can make all the circular. Well, I have a circle drill bit, but sometimes there'll be a cutout in on the edges. So you just trace it in, and do an arc cut, being careful not to exceed the boundary of your cut, and then you just come in and just make a bunch of little notches. They break right off, and then you just come in and clean up the cut. That works great. It's not slow or anything. And then go and clean up the edges afterwards. And this guy will clean up the. So you can see there's. You get that. Yeah, see there's some leftover protruding off the edge, and this guy will come in and clean it up real easy. I think that's it. That's all there is to say about that. Alright, I'm gonna go fix those mistakes I forgot about. I guess another thing worth mentioning is when I use the breaker saw that just is that thing in the bathroom that scores it, and then you press down and break it. It's good for the width, going along widthways, but not going long ways. So like say that you had to cut a long sliver off in the long direction. It'll score it all right, but then you go to crack it, and it's gonna crack your piece this way. So in those cases, that's when I come in and just use the grinder and just slowly, I'll trace my line down where I'm gonna cut, and then just goggles, earplugs, and a face mask because all the dust. Just slowly go down the line carefully so you're not chipping. Sometimes you'll get these chips, so you want to try to avoid that. But you go down at once, go a second pass, go a third pass. And at that point, you can just lay the cut line along just the towel alone will be enough, where you just press it and it'll break, and then you come in and it'll leave this stuff, so you just clean that up. Or you can just cut the whole thing, set it off the edge here, and just finish the cut like that. That's what all that's from. There's lots and lots of these. You're not going to be able to cut that on that break saw. Yeah, that was you figure that out real quick as you start breaking perfectly good big pieces. The limitations of that other break saw, and this doesn't slow you down very much. You just get all your pieces that you need to cut in a big pile and just do them all at once, so that you're, got your face mask on and you're not taking on and off for each cut. You just get a whole stack ready and just do it all at once, and then do the edge deburring all at once. And done. I use the sticks. Oh, that's not even going. That's not even working. It's too loose. Anyway, use the sticks to keep them up. The top ones. I don't know. This coming down off all the adrenaline. See, there's some schmutz, I do my best to clear it as I go, but you can always come back later and clear the schmutz with a tool. But, as long as you minimize it, then it's not going to take you forever. I'll finish the video at that. The rest is grout. And the only thing I'd say about the grout, I'm not going to show it in the video, but in the corners, you got to have the silicone. You can't grout over silicone, but you can silicone over grout, right? So I'm going to do all my horizontals where you got to do silicone wherever there's a 90. So in the corners, all the corners are the niches. I'm going to grout first, right? And so I'm going to grout up to the corners, and if some grout gets into the corners where the silicone is going to go later, I'm just going to go and clean it up later. So it's just like the excess, that was spooging out in the niche as I was grouting. Just clean it up and minimize it as you go. Just minimize it, so that the cleanup later is minimal. So that way I can come in and do my silicone into a grout line. Well, a silicone line, I guess. It's not a grout line, it's a silicone line. So there's going to be silicone, where, especially where, because I want my grout going all the way up to that corner. If it's, if there's a little bit, if it goes a little bit, an eighth inch short, at least my silicone can get in there and it'll stick to the grout. So that's my thought process. I'm going to silicone even here, all around the edges. It's not a big 90, but it's a 90. So it's like, why not? The silicone is the same color as the grout. So warm gray grout, warm gray silicone. So it should color match good enough, and no one will really be able to tell. All right, I'll end it there. Gosh, I can ramble with the best of them. I got the yabbers. When I get the yabbers, it's almost, you can't stop me. All right, see you next time.